All right, welcome to Bali.
Yeah,
Welcome to Bali Island.
welcome. Can't believe we're finally here.
We foreshadowed in I think the last episode that the next one was going to
Yeah,
be not in Shanghai and more importantly somewhere warm, which Shanghai is not
yeah.
at the moment. It does get hot, but right now it's not. It's not warm whatsoever. So I've been here for over a month, but you arrived here 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty tough flight
Yeah,
in in all the aspects, whether it's the time or
right. Yeah, you had a brutal flight pattern, but you are here. You've had 2 days here.
yeah.
So I think what we wanted to talk about today for the first episode from the beautiful Bali Island was what are the Shanghai city girls' first impressions,
Okay,
and what are your expectations, and what are you looking forward to
okay.
here during your time here in the beautiful Indonesia? First time in Indonesia, first time in Bali.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
Well, I would say like right now, all because it's the very first impression, so it might be biased because based on my current experience. So right now, like there,
And for accuracy's sake,
yeah,
Bali is a large island. All you've done is you drove from airport
yeah,
to here. You drove across. For those who are really Bali enthusiasts, basically drove on that highway through Sanur, and then from Sanur north to Ubud, and then
yeah.
you spent basically an afternoon out and about in Ubud. So that's your impression of Bali. No Canggu, Seminyak, haven't been up north, west, east. Just mostly, literally like one experience in Ubud is your first impression.
In short, it's like it's overwhelming, and also like as the one like my favorite cove, nothing under control.
Nothing is you. So you feel nothing's under control here.
While while we're using the app, the grab things make me feel like I can finally find there is something under control. Like I try very hard to convince myself because the grab is very similar to that app, which make me feel powerful and everything in control while traveling in China with Meituan or 大众点. I mean, you can say it's
Yeah, yeah.
similar things in your side it's called Yelp or something. So I feel like I can do literally anything. Like you see the like whether it's just you can literally just ask a doctor, find the food delivery and or just ask them to do a favor, carry some heavy stuff. It's just everything. Here's like I feel like yes, with the grab I feel like it is somewhere like very
A little
similar.
more bare bones though. Only food and rides.
Yeah,
None of the extra stuff. Some extra stuff, but yeah.
yeah,
I think it's more. Also, you just need to get familiar with the app too. I'm sure it has all those extra things.
yeah. And
Again,
now
this
I
is
feel
day
like
3, so
yeah,
day 2.
yeah. That's probably for now. It's the only thing I feel like made me feel like a sense of safety. Like it's finally something I mean, yeah, it's very important for when you like. I mean, especially from me. I don't know if I can represent most of our people, but I feel like the ability for you to access like healthy and like especially not only healthy and safe food, but also like you have multiple choice. Like just within grabs, especially if you can order them all together on the app.
Yeah.
It's very important, and you feel like this place is nice. As long as I can do that, I feel like that's my like safety net or
Okay.
something. Yeah. And other than that, the impression talk about the
Yeah. Anything not having to do with the super app for you to order stuff? Any other impressions other than that? Maybe.
that would be it's just I think would be the diversity. I mean, visually the diversity
Okay.
here because I see like I know it's a very famous international tourist attraction. So I've also seen some pictures on the social media or something, but it's still like it's when you actually been here. I'm driving all the way from the airport, and especially off yesterday we've been to the city center. You feel like it's just like it's very overwhelming. It's just so many information you need to process within these 2 days, and I feel like Yeah, you also feel like the visual is very exciting, very interesting, and everything to me is brand new. It's like, oh, like those shops and people like dressed like whether in super weird or very like I would say fashion style. It's just yeah, it's a lot of things before you
Fashion
can
style. What do you
watch.
mean by fashion style?
I don't know, maybe some like pretty fancy dress or something, and also there are some people definitely. They're dressed in the familiar way, which I know immediately it's our people.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese around these parts for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think gives it away first, the clothes or the screaming at each other? What do you think? Do you
it's
notice
just
the Yankees hat first, or is it just the just scolding their children in the middle of the street?
I would say it's very hard to discern. I mean, our people discern Shanghainese because like
Oh, I thought you meant our people as in
no,
Chinese.
but for people from other cities, especially 北方朋友, I think it's very easy to
Oh,
like
that's
yeah,
very easy.
because they are definitely not even I know probably they also their first day, but I think they're doing this way in the I mean they have the ability to like with whatever they go, I don't think they'll be as worried as me. For them, it is a place, and if they want, they can make this place as their home. So they just have the
They
ability.
certainly make it their home. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
for me, it's like I think I'm more cautious and also more alert. I just want to be
I
more
think I also
observant.
absolutely drill that into you as well. So it's probably partially my fault that I make you feel self-conscious about that because
Yeah,
I don't that's another topic we are going to talk about another
yeah,
time is we want to talk about
yeah.
like Chinese tourism abroad.
Hmm.
Um, but you see it like now you've seen it and that's why I sometimes share some tips for you
Yeah.
to not be like that.
But yeah, also it's I think it's also like I won't say most of people will do that, but it's also like no before I think oh it's pretty annoying and also like if sometimes some people really like they feel like they still like maybe they just don't care about what other people think of them, so they might do something like not considered as polite.
Again,
But yeah,
I have so much to say right now, but we're not going to go into this because this is
yeah.
a
Well, you're
separate
different. You
topic.
don't want to
I
get
am
in
excited to talk about it at some point, but
yeah.
talk about again, just how are you feeling with maybe the interactions that you've had with the Indonesians or the Balinese so far, food, just walking around, just like in our local neighborhood. Not because last night we drove basically to like Ubud Palace and walked that one main road
Yeah.
where it's just, I mean, it's horrifically touristy.
Hmm.
So talk less about that, but more about again in our neighborhood or when the villa manager comes or like those people like those interactions with those people. How do you feel about maybe the people or the just this area we're staying in here?
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I think they're so generally they are very friendly. I would say very friendly because I feel like they I mean they're always smiling and everyone have this kind of like the carefree face and also everyone looks it's pretty happy face all the time, which actually make you feel more relaxed and cheerful. And
Happy faces are good. Happy, yeah,
yes, and it
yes.
just make you feel relaxed and also like I also like because it's at first I feel like a little bit like uneasy when seeing them just suddenly appear at our doors because it's like because normally we live in cities so like we're not get so you normally would be alert if you have some like strangers like appear in your doorway. You will feel like oh it's just like you won't be like as relaxed in that
So
situation.
I was shared with you like this is an issue I've had with so if people come visit Rochester, um, so like it's the suburbs, right? And the house that when I was there we lived in was basically like all forest, like it all just woods behind us.
Hmm.
And so it was like a very isolated feeling, particularly for people who grew up in London, Manhattan, Hong Kong. So when people from those places who grew up there came to visit me, they were always just like so off put and sometimes like couldn't sleep because they were nervous about the fact that we have five different doors and is everyone are all of them locked, like are there cameras, like are you because normally you'll have your doorman, and then there's the lobby, and then the elevator, and there's cameras everywhere. So there's much more. It's like secure in that feeling, which I think is what you're kind of talking about. Whereas here, like, we have a ton of different doors and access points, and people can just come up and knock and walk in.
Oh
And
yeah, cause before like for me, I feel like cause we definitely will do some like weekend trip and you just rent a villa like, but on the like suburban area in Shanghai.
yeah,
But I so I expected before it would be the same things here, and it is the same thing as the villa, but it just like when you see like the half open shower area and also like
oh yes. So all our bathrooms in this villa, I chose it because I like it.
yeah,
I really like it.
I also
The
love
bathrooms
that.
are outdoors.
Yeah, but I just underestimate like how alert actually in the subconscious I actually don't feel safe because like before I think I'm pretty like I'm generally I can sleep everywhere. I love to have window and door.
But
But the first night I'm very like I don't know what to say. It's like pretty embarrassed, but I literally just can't shut out the lights. I need to turn on all all the nights, just to. I mean, it's not. It's also not make you. It won't make you feel like comfortable, but still, like when you shut off all the lights, it just dark, and I don't feel safe, honestly. So but I don't know why. I mean, it is safe. I mean,
you left the
it's
lights on. I woke up that morning and I saw your lights on. I was like, oh, is she up? No, you slept till like 11:30 with your lights on.
yeah. And so last night was a better improvement. But I still like. So I turned off the strongest light, but leave out like not that strong light. So still I turn on the
Sure.
light all night, but it's better. So just hoping tonight I could turn off all the lights. Just
Jayo.
yeah, just give myself more like the transition time. To get used to this kind of lifestyle. Yeah. So the things that I learned from my own experience will be. So like when you're in a place, it's totally brand new, and just like you need to process all different information. Also like it's just totally like unfamiliar environment. I mean, it is. I would say it is very natural for yourself, like so like being like very alert, and also like you feel like you definitely would feel a sense of like not safe.
I
Here.
always say 3 days.
3 days.
3 days, you can adjust to any living standards, conditions, etc., and then you're good. So I think tomorrow you'll be good. It just takes 3 days, and then that's your new baseline.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think
you
it's
won't
getting
worry
better.
about snails and lizards in your bathroom. You won't
And
worry about our 20 different doors that someone could break into.
and don't worry about like just like the village dog barging.
There are village dogs.
And just don't and won't
A village
leave.
dog did walk right in yesterday. It's okay though. Everything's
And
good.
leave out saliva on the floor and
He
just
did leave
looking
all
at
the
you.
saliva on the
And,
floor. How about the gecko? The gecko sounds.
that's pretty sketchy.
Geckos, for those who don't know, make extremely loud sounds that are difficult to replicate. I encourage you to look it up if you're that curious. I'm sure there's a YouTube audio recording of a sort.
Okay.
But the geckos are very loud. But yeah, I think you'll be good.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah, right. So like before I arrived Bali, we actually so in order to help ourselves and get used to the food, I I just tried some like the like I was like I tried some food at the airport in KL. Just tried, and I feel like the mind have some like similarity, So
A
that's
little
why
bit, yeah.
I tried some. So that's why by the time I come here, I actually did have some expectation about the taste of food. So like it is. I would say that if you use not bad, it would be like disrespectful for the food here.
It's
It is nice.
So yes, the term "not bad" in China that you guys use in Chinese actually is more like yes and respectful.
Yeah.
When you say "not bad" in English, it's like yeah, more. No, it's great.
Yeah, it is
I
great.
ordered you guys a satay feast the first night. What else? What else have you had?
Ayam like the
Oh, nasi ayam.
nasi ayam.
a few different variations of nasi ayam.
Yeah.
Last night we had nasi goreng, and then what was that? Nasi bakar? Bakar? It was it was like the banana
Leaves and with the rice.
That was yes. That place was great last night. We might have to go back and
Yeah, and the chili sauce is amazing.
But yeah, overall it's been chill.
Yeah. But the other thing make me feel unsafe is about the traffic.
Traffic's
condition
intense.
Here. Yeah.
Traffic's intense.
It's pretty intense. I mean.
So hold on, let's talk about the weeks leading up to this. We've been discussing kind of what our plans are. Is like, do we want to get a gym membership for a month, membership to a yoga class? Do we want to rent scooters? Do we want to get them for a month? And I was like, I mean, ideally we'd probably have scooters just because it's difficult to get around here. Otherwise, you can still like call basically, again, for those not familiar, you can like call a grab bike and you hop on the back of the bike and they'll take you somewhere, like ride share. You pay each time, but a lot of people rent scooters the whole time. And I was like, well, maybe we just rent scooters. And you were like, yeah, totally, that's fine. It's like, I don't have my license though, so I'll have to figure out that situation. But like, I'm not worried about it. It might just take me a few days to get used to it, but like, it'll be totally okay. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And you're like, yeah. I'm like, well, did you like look at stuff online? You're like, yeah, I looked at what other Chinese people said something about it. Have you seen any videos? And you were like, no, not really. And as soon as you arrived, you were like,
there's
no way you would ever get
yes,
on a
there's
bike.
no way. You're gonna it never got crashed.
There's no way you would get on a bike.
See, we already have the lesson from the frog.
Last night, I don't want to laugh. We were walking in the street and I saw a frog hop into the road. I was like, oh, look at the frog. And there's oncoming traffic.
He made it, avoid the car, but...
And he avoided a car, he got under a car, and then a motorbike hit him. And he was just immediately lifeless. And so we took that as a good lesson for us to be careful when crossing the street. You don't want to be like the frog.
Yeah, and also there another suggestion from my friend, so I want to just give some quick explanation about why I feel so confident before.
Yeah.
Because before I actually don't know how to use scooter until when I visited some friend who live in suburban area. I would say it's the campus town, so where all the college students will use that.
No.
But
that's what I was trying to tell you. It's not about the scooter. I totally trust that you can get on a scooter and rev it and go in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's more about the hundreds of people coming at you at different directions.
Yeah, that's the unexpected
with
things.
unspoken rules. There's no laws about the driving here. There's just unspoken rules. So accidents here never involve the local people. It's always the foreigners.
Yes. When you say there is no actual rule,
there's no rules.
Yes.
And there's rarely lights, traffic lights.
Exactly. Before, I actually didn't trust it because I think, how bad is that? Until
no, there's literally
when we cross all the streets,
rules.
there's no lights, and I saw there is one man just literally take up I would say homemade red light to try to the flash red light to help his friend to get out of the way.
Oh, okay. So he was helping his friend.
I know.
No, because sometimes this is more so in Jakarta, but it happens here as well. There's people. No. There's people who will they'll direct traffic, but they're not the police or they're not.
They're not the police. Definitely not.
No. They're volunteers, and then people will tip them for having helped them get through. So that might be what you encountered the other night.
So the moment I saw him do that, I know. Shoot, it is the lawless place. Yeah, it's just everything's
not lawless. The traffic is lawless.
Yeah, traffic.
Traffic's lawless.
So and also you can definitely see it. For local people, they are definitely drive with ease. So you can see they're it's a pretty normal thing. They definitely know the unspoken
rules. They know what they're doing. Well, these people have been driving bikes since they're 5.
Yeah.
So.
But check out those faces about those tourists, the foreigners. You see how they all look very intense.
It really surprises me how many people choose to just hop on a bike without really having ever done it before, and they're just wearing not long sleeves. So if they have two people on a bike, I think that's it's a bold move for sure. And I've definitely seen a lot of scraped up skin and people limping from getting accidents.
Yeah.
So
and also the other thing my friend mentioned me, because especially it will be extremely dangerous. When you drive like in the nighttime, because there is some like a
Oh,
grove
I
or
would
some
never. Yeah,
hole.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
usually
yeah.
you will.
No, I think being long term here, I think I told you. I think next time I'm here, and if I'm here alone,
Yeah.
because again, when like we could just get maybe it's just easier to get a car, but like if I'm here next time I'm here alone, I'm going to get a bike and like I'll learn how to do it and take a few days and be careful. But the people who just will come here for a short duration of time and hop on the bike, with what goes on these roads is it's a bold choice.
Yeah, and also some people recommend you definitely need to get some lessons
Are you
because.
excited to get on your the first grab bike though?
Oh yeah, I want to mention that I haven't actually experienced the
Yeah,
grab
you
bag.
haven't been on the bike yet.
Probably
But
would
that's
try
good
one.
because you don't have to worry about driving it, but you get to experience the thrill of being on the Balinese roads.
I was like, before I actually, I do hop on the scooter with my friend as like but it's like it's very
I understand, but I'm saying
yeah,
doing it here with being on these roads. But again, you don't have to worry about any of the traffic. You just have to, well, you have to worry about not falling off the back.
and also you
So
need
I'll
to
give you some tips here. So like
yeah.
the number one rule is you need to lean with them. So you need to lean with them. So when they lean left for a left turn, you might get nervous and go to the right, but that like messes them up. You have to lean with them and trust
Okay.
them. The other thing is there should be some of the rinkety bikes don't have them, and it happens sometimes, but there should be like in the back a couple handles for you to grip on.
Yeah.
And then what you mostly need to be careful is like your core strength. Because if he starts and you don't like tighten up, you're gonna fall back. So those are your small tips before your rideshare bike ride you take here.
Okay. Yeah,
Also, you can order Grab XL, which is a bigger bike if you feel a little more comfortable doing that.
yeah, and also like I've seen like two girls like squeezed in one grab bag. I would like
Yeah,
that's
so that's technically illegal, but I see it all the time.
but that's too
It's
dangerous.
illegal.
Yeah, I but also I also like so
I've seen four people on a bike.
four people,
I've seen,
including the
and
driver.
then you get a baby in the front. No one's wearing helmets. Yeah, but they know how to ride bikes, so there's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, I don't know what to say, but it is crazy. And also even now, like yeah, I once I hop on the grab, I definitely don't need to worry about because I'm not the one who drive the bike.
Yeah.
But still, you will worry because how will you even trust your driver? That's the issue.
Because they've been driving scooters since they were 5 years old.
I know.
That's why you trust them. Well, but then what's your other option?
But
Just not going anywhere.
oh yeah,
You know
I
what I
guess
mean?
we're
Do you trust him or yourself more?
him.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's always remind me of the things we had in Chongqing. Remember, even if it's like experience, like Didi driver, you see like
We
the
did
two
hit
young
a
men like
motorcycle. We did not. We were in a
Yeah.
car that hit a motorcycle.
also or maybe the motorcycle hit us. Like we don't know.
There was a collision of a sort.
Yeah.
We don't know who was at fault.
That's why I feel like normally drivers are more experienced, but even that could happen. That so yeah, but I agree with you. We still can just we still need to explore somewhere and also just try to be I don't say be brave, but just trust them. I mean,
You this is I mean again this is you're gonna have to slowly ease into this one because I know it's not in your nature or actually in Shanghainese people's nature in general. Like you have to trust people even if you feel you don't have a reason to trust them or like you are in a foreign place and if you have to wait to have a reason to trust people to get things done, it's going to be a miserable experience. I mean,
yeah.
obviously be generally cautious, but especially a place like this where everyone is generally very friendly,
Yeah.
everything's probably going to be okay. I'm also here to mediate these interactions for you.
Yeah.
And over the last 7 years, have developed a pretty good radar about who's trying to take advantage of you. So I will ensure that nothing happens to you. But yeah, when you just said how do we trust them? Like, well, okay, just stay here all day and don't go out if you can't start to trust people to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's the same. So when I woke up this morning, when I decided to, I actually want to like take a stroll on my own.
Yeah.
'Cause normally I would do that. I'm very interested in doing that when I was like somewhere.
Were you worried about the cows attacking you or the dogs?
I don't know. It just suddenly after.
We've got cows and dogs right
Yeah.
right out
But
there.
it just because I
Giant
started to
cows.
feel like unfamiliar, and I was like, just don't have the courage to do that. Maybe it's just for today. So like I was like, oh.
Tomorrow, you got this.
Yeah, tomorrow I got this.
You got this.
Because I think how hard could this be? I normally I would wander around like in nowhere, some village in China. So I feel like, but maybe because it's a totally different environment, so maybe that make me feel like
You'll slowly ease into it. You're good.
yeah,
You're good.
3 days.
You're good.
Yeah, I think it's getting better.
This is your 3rd day, so tomorrow you'll be fully acclimated.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now it's started getting better. See if I can turn off all the lights tonight. Yeah. Yeah, and also about the dog issues, I think
What about the dog issue?
I think that code, like that things I think you mentioned to me before,
Okay.
like remember all creatures are, like
Oh, so I as you were coming from the airport, I walked out in like the outdoor bathroom. Or no, I was checking the hot water in your room. And so I walk out to that bathroom and there was just a giant snail like right on the side of the toilet. And so then I felt I needed to text you and say, please remember that all creatures are our friends.
yeah, all our friends indeed.
I know you're used to not having snails on your toilets, but here, there might be an occasional snail on your toilet. So, but if you don't harm them, they're not going to harm you. Same as with the dogs. Some dogs, actually, maybe that's not the case. But if they're wagging their tail and they're barking, everything's okay. If a dog starts to run at you and is not barking, then you should be concerned.
Yeah, the thing that
Creatures are our friends.
yeah, I bear in mind, but that's why I feel very sorry. So yesterday, like when I just tried to just go to the coffee to find you, there is a dog, cause I didn't notice him, and he just trying to be friendly and wagging the tail and walk slowly to me, and I'm very surprised, and also I just like oh, and I didn't scream. But he seems to be
Good job not screaming. That's
yeah
good.
but I feel sorry because he's being shocked because I do this movement and I feel sorry and both of us just I guess we can be friends but he's like oh I think he was very sad but yeah but generally when you're just not be like in the I would say like just try to calm down and I feel like the creatures all this different animals they can sense that so a lot of you just calm down and think like oh they're just our friends it works.
They are our friends.
And from
They
me
want
like
they want to
yeah.
continue living as well.
Yeah.
That's all of our goals is we want to continue to be alive. So they don't want to face off.
Yeah. One useful advice for people who like me where we wear glasses. If you figure out there's something you're gonna be scared and you don't want to like be too scared for about that, just take off your glasses.
Okay.
It works. When I take in the shower, I know that there is the shape still look something like insects. I decide I don't want to look closer. I just because I know a lot as I like.
I thought you were saying take your glasses off so that like the dog can see your eyes and you can make that connection.
No.
You were saying take your glasses off so that out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. No, I can still recognize the dog, but because the details are not that clear,
Yes, I understand.
that makes you feel like you
That's
just
so funny.
yeah.
That's great.
It's not very helpful, especially I start to feel like it's okay to like live with all these small, nice. I almost say friends, but yes, like lizards or what the other insects, which I don't know names, but yeah, as long as you take up the classes, it's fine. You can just consider them.
Not because you're making eye contact, but because then you can't see them, so then there's nothing to worry about.
I can recognize them. I sometimes I just see them as some
That's
stains on the
almost
wall. Yeah,
philosophical.
yeah,
That's yes, that's great. I'm impressed.
yeah.
It's
That's
really
it.
good.
But yeah, just the yeah, it's a very useful advice for those people who like just like me, like be really scared about those insects. That's a good way. Take off your glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let it go, and you will get used to that.
Anything else about your first few days you want to share before we get to work?
Mm, yeah, I still think like being observant is very helpful. That's the
Okay.
thing that I'm trying to do for last 2 days, and also like
Seeing the patterns of local people and then trying to copy that yourself.
yes, and also like uh maybe some people won't do that, but like when yesterday we have some like like I said the local like the Balinese come indoor to do the in-house massage.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Sure. Hold on. Talk about your surprise yesterday.
that is very it's a big surprise, and I was like weird.
Well, what happened?
It's pretty nice, and I was like I never expected we can actually do this in-house. I mean, just I we don't want to talk about price for now, but it is a very great experience.
But what I'm saying is no one knows what you're talking about. So what happened yesterday?
Or just two like nice like Balinese lady come in and so
Just
like
opened the door on their own and walked in.
yeah.
I didn't open the door. They just opened the door and walked in.
I don't know uh, why why were they here, and also like they said like do the massage, and I was like what massage. And okay, when just like, and then they said like, oh, you need to lie down and also take off all your clothes. I said, okay, so yeah, we did saw that on the internet. So like but it still feel weird, and you just lie down on the bed and you just follow the instruction and you start it. And I feel like it's just so unreal. At first, it is pretty like you just don't know what to do. You just lie down and you feel like you are. I think it'll be a little funny to say that, but I feel like you're like some of like a piece of like steak or meat or something. Some
Sure.
people just like season you or I don't know. But yeah, the general experience is great, and also like so till the end of the whole process, I feel like maybe it's a good way to like, cause I before I already asked you like what the difference between the local people and in the, you say they are Balinese, but also like Indonesian.
Yep.
So I want
Similar
to
to
know.
the concept of Shanghainese, but Chinese.
Yeah, so that's why I asked her, and they said they are Balinese. So I wonder, like, because you already taught me some of the simple phrases like thank you, like bye bye or something in Indonesia. But I wonder maybe they will have like the different expression in Balinese.
Yeah.
So I asked her, and she's like, she taught me, but I still can speak that very well. But I think it's a good experience.
We'll
Also,
hit the books. We'll study up. We'll hit the
yeah.
books.
And also, I feel like it's a good way to connect those people. And in the end, and suggested by you, I think it's a great advice. All of us, people who are my mom and I, and these two ladies, we have like a group photograph, which is pretty nice.
Yes.
And also, and we even exchange our names, and it's very surprising to know they both have the same name, which is you said it's most
Katu.
Katu, the fourth most used name here.
It's true.
I feel like so. I think everything start. I would say this is a turning point. Before, like you feel like you're the tourist, but still like we are a traveler tourist. But once you start to make this small connection with local people, you will start feel this place is more. I won't say it will become home, but you start feel like more. I would say like relaxed, and also like you can still like start to take control of your life a little bit. it's because you start to act normal, like you start to communicate with those people, even if their only common language is English, but still like it is a way to connect local people. We have like started our own little connections here. I won't say that's because we're friends, but you just feel like this is a place which, you know, you start to feel connected with the local things. You know, just maybe, and even just the little things. I think that's the thing. I mean, just for me personally, it's something make you feel like you can just make you feel like calm down a little bit. That's
Great.
it.
I'm glad you've calmed down.
Yeah. 'Cause before it's like it's just wild.
It's still wild. It still is wild.
Yeah, but right now it's getting better.
Well, that's the whole point. Is nothing's changing.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Your perception of it is what's going to change. It's
Yeah.
still wild.
Yeah.
But as long as you can find that calm or whatever makes you feel calm and relaxed in the wild,
Yeah.
then that's going to be your superpower.
Yeah, and
moving
also
forward.
like sorry to like add something more. So before, if we're not doing this trip, before what my expectation about the Bali trip, if I travel, especially travel with my parents and with me, I would say for most Shanghainese or like people like us, the only reason we choose Bali will be we just hang out in some really fancy and 5-star level like those vacation place and hotels, and we enjoy those exotic views or something. Just hang out with people maybe also speak Chinese or whatever people we feel like safe to communicate with, and enjoy a bunch of food and take pictures. Probably just go visit some like tourist attraction, and that's it. And I think that's the typical trip template for most of people, especially if we want to travel to Bali, like for our people, because it's safe and also like you don't need to like just encounter this wildness. But still, I feel like even if I did do that kind of trip, I think I definitely would regret it, because but it would be nice. You don't need to worry about all stuff. The dog, the cows, you wouldn't even get a chance to see them. I'm sure it would be a pretty nice environment, just the same thing you can experience in the city, but it will have more different views. But that's it. You still feel like this connected with the real local culture. So right now I feel like before, I mean the first day, I do regret a little bit. I thought maybe next time I should come here, just stay in some like a really nice hotel and let
I
something.
mean, you
just
are
sort it
staying
out.
in a 5-star villa, and your local interaction with the people was a lady who came to your house to massage you.
Yeah, but
I will remind you of that.
yeah, but still like, like for people like
Yes.
from city generally they would prefer it that way.
You are a city girl, aren't you?
Yeah, sadly, I have to admit that, yes. So I do have that thing in my mind. Like in the first day, I feel like, oh, maybe I should choose that. But now I feel like I know it's not the best local way to experience the culture, but it's way better than that kind of trip.
Well, the benefit of us being somewhere like here is our workspace is right over there,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get to work right now.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing your first impressions of your
Thank
time
you.
here in Bali.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you for
looking
your
forward to getting you even deeper
yeah.
into the ways of the island.
I would love to.
But yes, we are going to go start working.
Yeah,
One of the things we
certainly.
are going to start working on is getting ready to launch the Chameleon Club.
Yeah.
Which is that something you want to introduce, the Chameleon Club, and the opportunity for people to join it?
So like, whenever you're abroad or like doing solo trip on your own or you're expats overseas, so it's very normal for like all of us like feel like lonely, and also like sometimes you just feel like you want to get some help or to get some great advice from other people. So Chameleon Club is a place which you can find those people have the similar experience, and it also is a place where you're encouraged to share your own story and also can like contribute more for how to how to build a really like strong system for people who really want to be skillful in cultural adaptation.
How much does it cost?
Right now, it's if anyone who can be the early birds, that's free.
Great. Well, let's go start working on that.
Yeah.
Maybe make another cup of coffee,
Yeah. Sure.
and we will talk soon.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bali.
Welcome to Bali.